the end of ODM party following the passing on of the former Prime Minister, but the kind of prominence we're seeing the party receiving on the front pages of all our dailies, and the indication that even the President currently is really interested in the survival of ODM party. That's the question I'm asking Wakili. Could we be off the mark on this one? That many may have predicted the death of the party with the passing on of the former Prime Minister, but it would appear the focus is all on ODM.
Thank you very much. In my humble view, I think it's a bit premature now to speak of a fractured, a broken ODM. I think what may happen in the near future is because of the lack of the cohesive force in the name, in the person of Raila Odinga, and how he was able to maneuver in government and to merge the factions that seemingly operate within ODM. The likes of Sifuna, who are resurgent, they resonate with the youth, the Gen Zs, and probably want a vibrant ODM. And they who, like the brother of the deceased, Raila Odinga, who want to anchor ODM in government, entrench whatever ODM stands for with the UDA political party. And so those two factions probably have another third faction, which may be leaning on neither side. So there is a possibility of the three factions, as we go on, that rift widening. And the sad bit is that ODM as a political party provided a counterweight against the excesses of government at some point, I should say. Because from some point then, what they call the broad-based government, then they started working together. You could no longer see any checking of the government by ODM, and there was more of a voice of support of the government than checking the government. So at this stage, the question that probably would linger in the minds of many people is, what did the president have in mind when he was, as it were, seemingly propping up Honorable Mbadi, in ODM? And my humble view is that he may be having some political plans for him. And being in Treasury, then of course he occupies very significant portfolio. But my question is, would Mbadi have the grassroots support? Beyond the grassroots support, would he have the base support within the larger ODM political party? I see with time the waning of support in, for instance, Kisii, because the emergence of someone like Maraga, however, the former CJ, however minute or whatever the impact he may have, the influence of ODM, its grip on the Kisii people, if I should say that with tremendous respect to them, will diminish with time. And so when you see Honorable Arati saying that, ODM, we are still in Mapambano, and he goes on to sing the Mapambano song. I don't want to call it a rallying cry anymore within ODM, because ODM being in government, there is no longer any quote-unquote Mapambano here. We're not talking about any belligerents. And so you find that probably is a personal fight for relevance within the political spectrum for the governor of Kisii. And as we go along, probably time will tell if Honorable Matiang'i then will wield much more influence within that region. But in the larger Kenyan context, will ODM still wield the same power as it has always done? And I see that given now that there is opportunity for the leader of UDA, the president, then to use ODM as an extension of UDA within his larger political schemes of 2027 and going beyond, and also within containing dissent that may be rising probably by DCP and other political parties. He may want to, like some people say, have that direct but subtle control over ODM.
And it's interesting that you even mentioned UDA, because no one appears to be talking about UDA. Bwana Gakuya, you're still practically